These people you are talking about corruption in parliament, ask any of them. Bring me a document here where you have found Anita in corruption. Oh, we read in the what? We read in this. Those are not leaders. Those are not leaders who read rumors and then translate it into judgment for other leaders. They are disrespectful in their own right. In my view, they are disrespectful. You can't. So you are referring back to the exhibition which has no evidence. I can also exhibit
there were documents around.
I can also create this and circulate around about Lukwago. You see?
So you're dismissing those documents
that exhibition was hogwash. It was a campaign aimed to achieve at where they are now, so that they become the speakers. But there's nothing. You see, in Uganda, you don't just move money like that. Uganda has very competent institutions, by the way, if you don't know. That you just pick 100 million and go with it. You think you are the only citizen in this country that you just pick and go. So you just let them admit that Annette Anita Mong has outsmarted them in one, leading parliament, two, in mobilizing for her party. That's why you know the friction comes from. She beats them hands down. If it is mobilizing for her party, she's there. If it is doing parliament business, she's there. Now, if you ask them, if you think she's been corrupt, where have you been taking all that parliament money yourselves? What has it done when she was not the speaker? What was parliament able to do? That's extraordinary from what Anita has failed to do. Can they tell you? So the element here has been try to degrade her in the eyes of the party chairman, who in his wisdom identified her from the FDC. This I must tell you. Identified her and worked with her. If there is anyone to appraise the performance of Anita Mong, it is Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaura Museveni. Not anyone. Because most of them, Yoweri has data about each and every one of them. And he can appraise each one of them objectively. So why are they skirting around that? So what they try to do is to try to say, let's throw this here, throw this there, in the hope that they lower the estimation of the president on Anita Mong. Why? You just steal money and say and go there. It's even bad to use this word steal. What? It is easy in Uganda to tell you that Lukwago, you're a rapist, and somebody goes scot-free. If you go to court, they will even scandalize you more. In fact, if you want me to tell you, the Anita Mong-led parliament, by statistics, has outperformed any other parliament in terms of processing parliament work. Hate her, love her, those facts will remain. If it is passing a bill within the days prescribed by the rules of procedure, there it is done. They churn out within the law. She's her parliament. The parliament she presided over
during
the outgoing parliament has outperformed other parliaments. You can ask NRM, you can ask any government, you can ask any government official. Is there any work that has pended there for the last 10 years, 5 years? A bill is supposed to be passed in 45 days. It goes for 6 months. A bill to be passed, there's supposed to be caucusing, animosity, a lot of fights. And I know some journalists who may like some cavuyo may have found it so demoralizing because there's less cavuyo in parliament to have work done. Work seems to be seamless. And that is a very tremendous achievement. And it speaks to the qualities of the person, because to bring 529 different leaders together to agree on something calls for the skills of that leader. Well, what Anita Mong has done in the parliament, first of all, you shouldn't even say a hammer. How do you hammer when you're a majority in parliament? The NRM commands a majority in parliament. So the NRM can get things done without any friction. Previously, maybe you're counting where NRM is fighting NRM. In Anita's term, NRM doesn't have to fight NRM. NRM has to do business for which the people elected it to power. And the parliaments exist world over primarily to help government run business. And the business of government is the business of the people who elected the government in power. So she understands those dynamics. So if anyone says a hammer, how do you, if you're a minority, if you're a speaker with a minority, which is not possible, then you use a hammer. For her, she has been able to marshal the NRM troops, if I use the word troops in parliament, to do what people expect of them and what their party in aggregate expects of them. So there's nothing. Instead of commending her, maybe some people are saying, hey, how is it possible? How has she done it? She should be studying. How has she done it? You all know before that you have been repeated in Parliament for long. Even the NRM caucus would give the chairman a headache. A caucus itself, your NRM, your party chairman is saying, this is the direction to go, we need this to be doing this, and the house would be in disorder. But you don't see that. So Anita Among should be seen in that context. But not to say, oh, this work has been done by using a hammer. Which hammer? Who has been hammered? Don't be swayed by filibusters. Filibustering is what the media wants.
It's not about filibustering.
Yes, there are people.
These debates are public. We see them on TV.
Yes, but there are filibusters in Parliament. Actually, they have no additional value to add to the debate, but they want to be heard because Lukwago will say, you have never spoken. That's filibustering. Oh, I write on this point to reaffirm what Honorable Lukwago has said. Why are you wasting time then? But what I need you to understand, the process of Parliament is certain things before they come for debate. These members discuss them thoroughly in the committees. They even summon technical people in the committees. They sign reports. So when they get to the House, it's for the House to understand what the committee has done. That's how Parliament works. So it's not the business of Anita to say, this is what I want. If committees work, don't they work? They do. But what I see, the minority wants to be the rulers of the majority. Of course, that cannot happen. It can only happen where the minority have the highest capacity to persuade others. But if you are short-tempered, if you think you're entitled to be listened to, the majority will say, we have business to do. Please. So it is the lack of persuasion by others who may be a minority that is perceived to mean we have no voice here. Our NRM members who are a majority, not a voice in Parliament. So this is what I want us to be putting in the context. Anita Among, I can assure you, not by my word, anybody who likes statistics, who wants what, we can do a comparison. All the parliaments, the time, the turnover for bills, you don't waste time. Very excellent speaker. It has make work very easy. Rather than you wanting to quote controversy for the sake of controversy. What for? The people of Uganda say they want to get money to build a road. And you take 1 year discussing that money? Why? You should tell me if the money comes, does it do a road? That is very important. You don't say no. You're saying no to Ugandans, whom you are taxing. When they want a service, you say no. Just because you want to make government work difficult. I think that's not the work of Parliament. The work of Parliament is now to say, we have given you this money for this road. Show us the road. They are agree with you. But just blocking government business for the sake of blocking, to be seen by the media as a person who has blocked. And by the way, I've told you here and I repeat, some members you quote do not even know what's happening in a committee. They don't even enter the house. They enter the house with their stationed journalists at the steps. I am going, you wait for me. After that, they come to the steps. I call them steps of Parliament MPs, not the chamber. There are many. And they drive away smiling. Those are leaders, we must say. You don't take Ugandans for granted. Be there. You don't just go and raise a ruckus and take off. And then you go smiling and saying, me, have managed them. The speaker will put you to order. Say, please, it's not right. So I want to tell you.